Amici di The Boat Show, ben ritrovati. Ci sono degli appuntamenti, degli happening, delle regate assolutamente senza tempo, perché hanno la capacità di coniugare fascino, storia, tradizione, DNA sportivo, Antonio. Stiamo cercando di delineare quelli che sono i confini assolutamente piacevoli della Rolex Giraglia, quest'anno giunta alla 70esima edizione. È un bellissimo appuntamento.
È un appuntamento, direi, di riferimento, forse il più bello del Mediterraneo. 70 anni di storia, 70 anni di voglia di regata d'altura, di immergersi nella natura, di navigare bene, di competere. È un evento molto molto importante.
Antonio, per i velisti che conosci benissimo, che cosa significa poter dire ho partecipato, magari ho fatto anche un buon risultato alla Giraglia?
Ma la Giraglia è importante perché è una regata d'altura ma tecnica e quindi devi saper fare un po' di tutto, navigare e quindi affrontare il mare, ma anche saper controllare gli avversari. È un grande triangolo, è molto bello, è molto importante.
Edizione numero 70 che stiamo per vivere con 184 partenti, dunque un numero importante, più di 30 maxi yacht. Cosa significa?
Significa che c'è tanta voglia di regata, 30 maxi sono tante barche, è tanto, vuol dire che c'è, purtroppo o per fortuna, c'è un po' questa democrazia del tempo compensato e la prima barca in tempo reale non ha vinto in realtà il trofeo principale.
Tra pochissimo lo scopriremo. Antonio, facciamo un focus sui protagonisti annunciati, coloro i quali possono ambire ad una vittoria oppure più semplicemente ad un piazzamento comunque di rilievo.
Guarda, le barche che hanno il miglior rapporto peso-potenza, chiamiamolo così, sono i TP52 e l'osservato speciale è Red Bandit, una barca molto rapida, potente, sia con poco vento che con tanto vento. Sul piano invece della velocità assoluta in tempo reale c'è Blackjack, che è una barca che è già stata protagonista con l'armatore precedente e che è candidata alla vittoria in tempo reale.
Altra cosa, prima di andare in regata, è il connubio tra quello che è sicuramente un approccio molto molto sportivo con dei nomi importanti titolati, anche coloro i quali magari vanno con gli amici per trascorrere dei momenti assolutamente belli. Cioè, è bella questa cosa.
Sì, lo fanno in tanti, partecipare, però non pensare, poi alla fine la classifica si guarda sempre.
Magari tra vicini, cioè sono stato capace di fare meglio di te. Grazie ad Antonio Vettese, dunque possiamo navigare su delle acque belle, uniche, speciali, con delle barche assolutamente affascinanti per poter vivere assieme la Rolex Giraglia edizione numero 70.
The Spirit of Yachting, un programma in collaborazione con Rolex.
The Rolex Giraglia race is not just a race, it's a testament to the indomitable human spirit. This 70th anniversary, friends and competitors reunite to take on this epic challenge. Professionals and amateurs gravitate to the charm and adventure of this jewel of the Mediterranean. The Rolex Giraglia has become an obsession. It's a test of seamanship, precision and teamwork.
Io ho ormeggiato dal distributore.
Spettacolo. Oh, la Corsica.
Technology has developed and the records have been broken time and time again. But the family spirit of this special race is unchanged.
La Giraglia per me è stata una cosa da giovane molto importante. Uno dei ricordi belli e ho avuto la fortuna di vincerne una. Fare un salto nel passato è bellissimo. Io la prima l'ho fatta che avevo 18 anni. Su una barca storica del club era il Pazienza di Bruzzo, avevo Beppe Croce come skipper, insomma è stata una bella scuola iniziale.
Adesso significa soprattutto ricordi. I miei ricordi sono associati a queste prime esperienze e quindi sono associati sicuramente alla gioventù, quindi io ero diverso e le barche erano diverse, erano molto diverse.
The 70th anniversary of the Giraglia reminds us of the heritage shared between two nations. Its original goal was to develop relations between Italy and France after the Second World War. Masterminded by Beppe Croce, René Lavanville and Franco Gavagnin. There were 22 boats at the start line in 1953, and 70 years later, 185 teams compete in this anniversary race. This is a week-long adventure in 3 chapters. Chapter 1, 60 nautical miles from Sanremo to Saint-Tropez. Chapter 2, inshore racing in the Gulf of Saint-Tropez. Chapter 3, the legendary offshore race, 215 nautical miles around the Giraglia Rock to Genoa.
Sanremo è cominciato a organizzare le prime regate ai primissimi del Novecento. Adesso sono 13 anni che c'è questo prologo. Per noi fa proprio parte della storia della città, della parte nautica di questa città.
Black Samurai is a team from Sanremo Yacht Club that is taking on all 3 challenges.
What I love at the Giraglia is for sure the heritage and the legacy of this race, plus the atmosphere that you can feel on the docks when the races are finished. So you compete, but then you share a lot of very nice moments with friends. A few of us are living in the same town and we are all friends from a long time, and others became friends, and we try to compete together as much as we can.
Departing from Sanremo is a beautiful scene. The city lighting up the skies to celebrate the midnight departure. The start is calm, and Marco is making the final tactical call while the crew use head torches to refine the trim of the sails for the start. On board Black Samurai, they become locked in a head-to-head straight off the start. At night, teams sail by feel and by the instrumentation on board. Keeping the boat moving is everything, and every inch matters. Black Samurai are greeted by the stunning morning light as their finish becomes closer. By sunrise, it becomes clear that the team are not in the front running of the race. But this isn't what's important to Marco.
We had professional on board last year, for example, and it's good to raise the level of everybody. But the thing is, when you have professional on board, even if they adapt to you, still they raise everything to a certain level. And so if you are a non-pro team and crew and you want to enjoy the race, sometimes it proves to be difficult. Even if, as I said, you learn a lot.
They're greeted with perfect conditions in the Gulf of Saint-Tropez.
3, 2, 1, barca vira! Sicura! Pronta? Bravi ragazzi!
We're gonna enjoy the races in Saint-Tropez, and the team was a nice surprise because half of it was the first time on the boat. We didn't have any particular problem, so I'm quite happy with the team, and I think they're ready. The atmosphere is good as usual, and I'm confident that we're gonna do a good result.
Depuis 70 ans, cette course perdure Et Saint-Tropez a la chance de pouvoir accueillir cette Rolex Giraglia. Les régates inshore de Saint-Tropez, c'est très important parce que ça permet aux bateaux déjà de se préparer pour la grande course qui part le mercredi et qui arrive à Gênes, qui est la finale de la Giraglia.
We still didn't make the sail choice. It's looking very light today. Once we know the course, we will try to make a plan with everybody.
Back this year to defend their title on corrected time, Lisa R.
In a day like today, we have to pay attention. Winning Rolex Giraglia back-to-back would be, of course, a huge achievement. It's a race that my dad won in the 1970s a couple of times, so personally it would mean a lot to me. The main reason of the atmosphere on board is Gianni. He's a really relaxed owner.
Io faccio l'imprenditore e ho sempre necessità di far lavorare bene le persone in squadra. Ci sono delle eccellenti professionalità a bordo, ragazzi veramente molto in gamba, forse meno famosi di quanti di altri che sono su altre barche, e questo rende più facile creare un clima di collaborazione. Francesco ha un senso dell'agonismo estremo. Se qualcosa non va bene non è facile da controllare perché la sua ansia di far bene è tale che anche qualche urlo viene fuori anche inevitabilmente anche sulla nostra barca. Però è un agonista, quindi vive la regata con grande determinazione e vuole sempre ottenere il meglio.
First to start in the inshore series is Class 0, the largest and fastest machines. This is a chance for teams starting later to take note of their strategy, especially with world-class professionals guiding their competitive owners around the track. Lisa R's Class 1 has the largest number of teams. Making a clear start is the biggest challenge and the most important part of the race.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Swimming on and racing.
In race 1, Lisa R head to the shore of Saint-Tropez where there is more wind. But so do their young rivals on board Red Bandit. This German team has built a pathway program for young athletes, and their performance is showing. For Giovanni and Francesco's team, keeping a clear lane before they reach the turning mark is crucial. The wind increases and they race under full power to the finish line, finishing second and one place ahead of Red Bandit. Ashore, the team debrief after a few communication issues.
Yeah, I just want to say sorry for the shouting. Again, it should not happen.
No, it has to happen in such situation.
By the third and final race, Lisa R is tied on points for first place. The fleet endures 2 false starts, and when they finally get away, they're right on the heels of Red Bandit. Lisa R is within striking distance to take the inshore series. But as the rain clouds provide pressure for this drag race, Red Bandit is far enough in front to ride this all the way to the finish. For Lisa R, they're not so lucky. A wind hole is left after the storm cloud, and as time ticks away, it becomes clear that their chance at the inshore victory is gone, and they finish third in class.
It was quite tiring to have 3 days of inshore racing and tough racing every day. So we try to regain the most energy that we can because it's going to be a tough offshore. But the mood is high, we will try our best. Winning again, it's almost science fiction, I think. If we have every chance, we're going to fight for it for sure.
Si dice che la distanza più breve tra 2 punti sia una linea retta. Ma in una rotta nautica intervengono fattori impossibili da controllare. Venti capricciosi, correnti insidiose, onde possenti. Forze così poderose si affrontano solo con volontà incrollabile, grande esperienza e un formidabile intuito. Per perseguire i traguardi più ambiziosi, per trovare le risorse più nascoste, con passione, con furia e con umiltà. Quindi la rotta che ti porta da dove sei a dove vuoi arrivare non è mai una linea retta, eppure il più delle volte è quella giusta.
After 5 days of intense racing, it's time for the iconic offshore. But making it to the start line of the Giraglia is a dream for the next generation of offshore sailors. Getting a ticket with little experience takes perseverance and a little bit of luck.
30 seconds.
Elsa, keep an eye on the halyard on the shrouds.
Yeah, copy. I came from a dinghy racing background and I've always wanted to do yacht sailing and especially offshore racing because it's like that adventure side of it.
Elsa, put the halyard on the bowsprit.
Okay. Trying to get into it was quite hard, and then getting into bigger boats gets harder and harder the bigger the boat you get, so this is the biggest I've ever sailed on.
We've seen a load of lovely boats here, like My Song, Magic Carpet, and the dream would be to sail on one of those big, lovely boats. So in order to work towards that dream, it's really important to build relationships on the boat. You have lots of different dynamics, owners, other sailors, skippers. Ready on furls, ready on the sheet. Slack masthead, kite halyard. You really can climb your way up, and that's definitely the way to go, is just to take it one step at a time and keep looking up whilst respecting the position you're in now and really appreciating the opportunities you've been given already.
Joining the boat for the first time was slightly nerve-wracking, but what made me relax actually is seeing Tommy. So I was like, oh, there's someone my age. And we all instantly got on really well.
We unfurl that. If you put the carabiner over it and literally just hold it like that. Got it. Going into this offshore with such a well-oiled, smoothly working team, it's really exciting.
This is the type of program Elsa and Tommy dream of being a part of. A full professional team led by a passionate owner.
I'm Dario Castiglia. I am the president and co-founder of Rolex Italia. This is our team. I like to win in everything I do. I like to win in my work, so I'm very dedicated to everything I do. I'm very committed and determined. So our ambition is to win something.
Dario is the owner. He's just a dreamer. He was racing on a nice cruising boat. Now he's enjoying. First time that he was steering, he said, it's like a Porsche. I was driving a truck before.
The latest weather forecast is in. After a short upwind, the team should be able to make the Giraglia rock in one hit. What their strategy will be at this point will completely depend on their timing to the rock. Remax 1 Squared is in the first start with the largest yachts in the race, battling for millimeters over 215 nautical miles. One of the most coveted prizes is the Line Honours Trophy. Magic Carpet Cubed and Blackjack are two teams that have their eyes set to be the first into Italy. Blackjack position themselves in the middle of the fleet, while Magic Carpet Cubed head up the north side close to shore. Cannonball emerges out front, a Maxi 72 that is doing incredibly well considering her rating on corrected time. Meanwhile, the IRC Class 1 is starting, and defending champions Lisa R are head-to-head with Red Bandit on corrected time. An hour into the race, Remax 1 Squared are happy with their position.
I think it's looking pretty good. I think we're ahead of a couple of boats that were ahead of us before, so we're cruising quite well. The crew is doing its job. We've got a nice breeze right now, probably about, what, 5, 6 knots. For this boat is great.
Magic Carpet Cubed are also sitting pretty ahead of the whole fleet.
This is pretty exciting. We've still got a long way to go to Corsica, and at that game, Blackjack is probably better reaching and fetching than we are. But afterwards, there's a long beat all the way back to Geneva, and that's really open. I think our boat does that very well, so I think that we should give them a good fight.
Elsa and Tommy look after the bow on board Yachting. They'll have to sit and wait for a bit of action.
I think we've only got about 5 knots of breeze. All we can do at the moment as bow team is relax.
It's worked really hard up there.
Yeah.
Blackjack takes a more northerly route. They're neck and neck with Magic Carpet Cubed all the way to the rock. For 70 years, the Giraglia rock has been a constant for those that take on this challenge, and every time is different. For Remax 1 Squared, they approach at 3 in the morning and are totally becalmed. Red Bandit rounded the rock 36 minutes in front of the larger Remax 1 Squared, an indication that they're performing well on corrected time.
Around the Giraglia, usually it happens that we get no wind. So now we've got some good wind. We're doing some good speed, and we're heading to Geneva. We should be there in about 6 hours.
A slow rounding of the rock gives the competitors a chance to take in the view of the stunning wildlife that surrounds them. But for Yachting, seeing boats in slower classes arrive with them isn't the best news.
Currently rounding Giraglia.
It's very light. At least we finally made it here. But it's upwind from now on and we're quite a heavy boat, so probably not going to do the best in results. That's a class 2 boat and we're in class 1.
Further ahead, Blackjack defend against Magic Carpet Cubed in the building breeze all the way to the finish line. Blackjack reached the line in 23 hours, 30 minutes and 16 seconds, taking their first line honours title on the 70th edition of the race. Magic Carpet Cubed are just under 10 minutes behind.
Congratulations.
The Rolex Giraglia is up there with the Rolex Sydney Hobart and the Rolex Fastnet and all the great races of the world, and to win it is just fantastic. It's my first attempt and I'm tired, but I'm excited.
It's another memorable race, and the Giraglia always has a mixture of intense satisfaction and heartache in about equal measures. We are obviously delighted that we were so close.
While Blackjack is welcomed ashore, teams are celebrating this 70th edition as they make it past the landmark that defines this race. Both Lisa R and Red Bandit fight the light winds rounding the rock. Lisa R sails inside and gets away early. Red Bandit then make the brave call to go further east. And as this decision is being played out, Remax 1 Squared conclude their race under light winds.
Even though it's a long regatta, it seems like it's a very short one, because every second counts. My team was amazing. They were good spirits, they were very competitive, they were helpful, they worked really hard. We had a great time. We enjoyed it very much.
Dario's team finished with an impressive time, but the winner on corrected time is still wide open as Lisa R and Red Bandit make their way to the finish. Their eastward strategy pays off, and they know it could be a winning time. The Yacht Club Italiano is filling up, and for Lisa R, they'll have to wait another year for a chance at the title.
I think getting stuck is frustrating always, but in this situation for us, when we had a possible double, like back-to-back victory, it was a bit more frustrating, but it's still enough to get on the podium, which I think it's still really good.
While the faster teams are getting some much-needed rest, for some, the finish line is approaching in the dead of night.
And we finished.
It's a G, G, I, Z, Z, A, A, Giza!
The Yacht Club Italiano welcomes competitors around the clock, with teams sharing stories and reflecting on their race.
That's a special moment not only for the Yacht Club Italiano, but for all the crews, because of this warm welcome that we give all the sailors. We are Italian, we are passionate, here we are passionate for sailing.
For Tommy and Elsa, it's good news in their pursuit of a career in offshore sailing.
So in terms of next steps for sailing, we've been invited back to do some more regattas on Giza. Now we all know each other. Like Carl, who was on the bow with us, has invited Tommy to do the fast net with him. So little things like, well, not little, quite big things like that are pretty good and are definitely advancing our kind of sailing careers.
The winner on corrected time is announced and Red Bandit's confidence is confirmed. It's been another incredible Giraglia on this anniversary celebration.
Blackjack 100. Red Bandit, Carl Peter Foster.
To have won the Rolex Giraglia is an absolute dream. To have done it against really very, very strong competition is completely incredible.
Another year is complete, and this special year is celebrated across generations with memories that will last forever.
Queste immagini che hanno, secondo me, un valore veramente storico. Quindi queste immagini ci tramandano una memoria storica che altrimenti perderemmo.
Next on Spirit of Yachting, the Rolex Fastnet race celebrates its 50th edition.
The Spirit of Yachting, un programma in collaborazione con Rolex.